Hey, what's good, everybody? It's me, your hero, Benjamin Banks, and you're watching Leveling Up with Benjamin Banks. Joining me, as always, is my co-host from the Leveling Up with Benjamin Banks podcast, Rebellious D. D, how are you doing today?
Brother, I am swell. How are you, man?
I'm doing excellent, and I'm ready to get into this review. We are reviewing Tekken Bloodline today. So before we get into this video review, make sure that you like this video, you subscribe to the channel, and you hit that bell button so that way you're always notified when we have new content here on Leveling Up with Benjamin Banks. And D, take it away.
As always, guys, episodes of the podcast found in the description. Like, follow, subscribe to the channel, and thank everyone for watching and listening if you're listening.
That's right. So yeah, let's go ahead and get into it. So Tekken Bloodline, it came out this past weekend, and of course, the story centers on Jin Kazama and him trying to find out who his father is, and his mother being killed by an ogre. If you played Tekken 3, then you know the story, and I just love that they chose Tekken 3 as the starting point instead of starting with the first Tekken. And I mean, like, don't get me wrong, it's just like we like Tekken 2, we like Kazuya, and or as they called him in the show, Kazuya. Like, I've always called him Kazuya, and I think that's what D, isn't that how you say his name?
I thought it was Kazuma.
I've always said Kazuya. I didn't know that it was Kazuya. I mean, but at the same time, I mean, like, you play these video games, and when they show the cutscenes, like, they don't really say the name.
Yeah, the pronunciations can be different depending on who's saying it.
Yeah, but I mean, no, man. Hey, Tekken 3, it's an all-time favorite. I feel like that was like the biggest one at the time. Because, like, again, Tekken 1 and Tekken 2, they were good, but Tekken 3, it introduced so many more exciting characters. You know, you got boy Eddie Gordo, which is somebody that people love. But then my favorite character, Harang. Like, I was awesome with playing with him. Like, that's my go-to guy. I still am good with playing with him if I'm playing Tekken 3. But I know I played against some kid at a con a couple of years ago. I think it was Tekken 6, and like, he destroyed me. I was just like, dang, I didn't know that you could do special moves now. But anyway, we're not talking about Tekken 6, we're talking about Tekken. Yeah, go ahead.
I just wanted to say, the basis of the controls kind of basically stayed the same, though. I mean, they've added a few new things over the years, but it's kind of like Street Fighter. Yeah. If you could do the uppercut back in the day, guess what, everybody? You can still do the uppercut now. So
I think what it all comes down to, though, is just remembering the button combinations. Because like for Harang, like, I know like my go-to every match is like, it's corner directional X, and then like I think it's X square X. I can't remember. Like, when I'm playing it, like, I remember it.
Yeah, of course.
But it's just all it is rhythm and memory, muscle memory stuff. But yeah, like, I love that this series, it went more in depth for, I mean, the first time, I guess. I mean, I know that they've come out with other Tekken animated movies and whatnot, but you know, like I said earlier, when it comes to these video games and how you pronounce characters' names, you know, growing up, you got like these small cutscenes once you beat somebody's story mode, and like, that was the only information that you really had. Like, okay, like Jin and Harang, like, they're rivals. But then if you, of course, and like, not everybody read the instruction manual. Like, back then, the instruction manual used to be sweet because they had character bios and all that stuff. Whereas now,
and had the combinations and the booklets.
Exactly. But when you buy a game now, like, most games don't even have the manual in there. It's just like, go online if you have any questions. But D, like, what was your take on Tekken Bloodline?
I'm with you on this one. It was I think it was good for them to start somewhere towards the middle. I feel like the first two incidents and stuff like Tekken 1, Tekken 2 are kind of dated now. You know, they're really old now, and it was a good way to jumpstart it. That way, if hopefully we do get a couple more spin-offs to this story and introducing more and more characters, you know, it's easier to just do it because of where they chose to start it from.
Yeah.
And I like their selection of characters, you know, the small sample size. Everybody who's familiar with Tekken knows how big the roster is.
Yeah.
In most fighting games anyways nowadays. And it was fun. I like the sample size we got, and I hope that they expand on it. I really liked it.
Same. And I thought it was interesting how they took characters from later Tekken games and put them into the Tekken 3 story. And I mean, like, you know, even going back then, like Tekken 3 had a really big roster, but to incorporate characters that are in future games, like you know, like Leroy, Leroy Smith, they brought him, like he made his first appearance in Tekken 6. And I keep saying Tekken 6, I meant Tekken 7. He made his first appearance in Tekken 7.
Yeah, he's one of the newer people. Yeah. And then where did Fei Long? He comes in and what game does he get introduced in? Do you remember?
5.
Yeah, I thought it was 5.
His name
we were
Fei
talking.
Long?
I think it's Fei Long. Somebody in one of these fighting games.
It is.
Okay.
It's Fei Long.
I could be wrong. So many characters.
Yeah, but no, it's not Fei Long. Fei Long is
that
Street
isn't
Fighter.
the guy.
I can't remember.
Yeah, Fei Long is the guy that's like Bruce Lee in Street Fighter.
Yeah, but I can't remember the guy's name. But I mean, like there were just so many characters that made cameos. Like they showed as soon as the tournament started, they showed all the fighters and whatnot. Because like Brian Fury, like that was somebody that was a big character in Tekken 3, but you know, we didn't even see him. But we saw like other characters, like we saw Law, and
you get Easter eggs throughout it.
There was a lot of Easter eggs, and I just think that they did a really good job, and I can't wait to see what happens next. And I just feel like when it comes to like the Tekken series, you had that animated movie that came out in the 90s, and then you had the movies that came out in the early 2000s, not early 2000s, but like
was it 2000s?
2010, like the 2010s, 2011.
The live action thing they did?
Not the live action, but the live actions weren't that good either. I mean,
the
first one wasn't good, but the second one was horrible, and like I couldn't even finish the second one. So the only complaint that I have about Tekken Bloodline is that I don't like that it ended on a cliffhanger, because with Netflix shows, like you just never know if something is going to be renewed or if it's canceled, and it just ended on a cliffhanger. But animation was fire. The fights were fire. I loved how at certain parts of the fights, like the screen would go black and white. I love that they incorporated elements from the video games, like whenever they would be charging up an attack or something, and you would see like the red energy around it and whatnot, it was really nice little Easter eggs and tidbits that, you know, we've known from the franchise that was incorporated really well into the animation style that they chose. So yeah, I really enjoyed it. D, final takeaways.
Look, man. Hey, shout out to the Bear, man. Shout out to one of our good friends, Jamel. We ain't gonna drop it. Can we drop it?
Yeah, go ahead and say his name.
Jamel Martin from back in the day, the man who taught me everything I know in Tekken. He could even fight with the Bear. You know, it was good to see it. And I just want to give a shout out to Paul, man.
Yeah,
Paul got some airtime.
Bear.
So it was just it was cool seeing the characters in a little bit different light, you know, that we hadn't seen in a while. And it was well done, like you said. But I just hope that the Netflix thing, man, I hope it rolls over and we get sequels. I hope that this is a project that they flip the coin and they get the heads up to go ahead and back it, because I think it would be fun for anybody who's a part of the franchise. Casual players and professional players alike. I'm sure everybody would like it. So.
Yeah. And also the character's name was Fang. That's the character that we saw.
It was Fang, right?
Yeah, Fang. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Pretty close.
Yeah.
But,
yeah. So I mean, again, really good series. I can't wait until the second half comes out. Hopefully we don't have to wait too long. But and then, like I said, I just love that we just got more character interactions and like heard stories, and you know, with Kazuha, the fight between him and Heihachi, and how their final fight is not available anywhere because of like how graphic it got, and we know that Heihachi, he ends up throwing Kazuha off of the cliff. So, I'm looking forward to seeing more. For me, my rating, I gave it a 10 out of 10. D, what about you?
Me personally, I'll give it a 9 out of 10. I would have liked to see just a little bit more Easter eggs, you know. I don't know.
All right.
But I think it has. I give it a 9 also because I feel like it has a lot to build off of, and it could get better than what they did today.
Yeah. All right. Well, with that being said, let us know in the comments what you thought about Tekken Bloodlines. Let us know what your rating is, and D, let them know where they can find you at in social media land.
As always, you can find me at rebellious_D23 Instagram.com. And Banks, hey, look, if anybody's trying to throw somebody off a cliff and they need a hero, where can they find this one?
Hey, you can find me a hero, Benjamin Banks at KingBenji_Banks on Twitter and Instagram. You can find me on Facebook at Benjamin Banks. I should be the first person to pop up. If not, then I need to contact Mr. Zuckerberg. Please make sure that you check out some more videos that we have here on the channel. Check out our podcast where we have brand new episodes every Tuesday. The link is down below in the description. And then the video of that episode is up here on YouTube on Friday. So with that being said, keep that pinky up. Stay positive. We'll see you next time on Leveling Up with Benjamin Banks. Peace.
Thanks again, everybody, for watching another episode of Leveling Up with Benjamin Banks. Make sure you like, follow, subscribe to the channel. Podcast, we got that too. Make sure you give us a thumbs up and hit that bell for further episodes and notifications. Thanks a lot to our patrons. And if you don't mind, join the Patreon. We'll be having new specials coming up soon.